What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again, as I like to do. And today we're really just getting into some, just gaming talk, random thoughts, status of the industry as it is right now, how I see it, what I'm into as far as what I'm gaming on. Also, wanted to take this chance to promote my social media channels, man. Those of you who are subscribed and enjoy the channel, enjoy the content I make. Uh, First and foremost, if you know anybody else who are gamers or gaming fans, people you know personally that you know when you have an idea would enjoy the content I make. Everything from the modern day status of the industry, modern day consoles, modern day gaming, but also a very heavy emphasis and lean on the retro. Everything from 8-bit to what we got today, and everything in between. You know, people that would like that kind of content, I would really appreciate you guys pass on word of my channel, Reezonoticz Gaming here on YouTube. But also follow my social media channels because there you'll see a lot of posts. If for some reason you don't get it through YouTube or you don't get an alert from YouTube, if you follow my social media posts, there you're gonna see the advertisements and the video previews and just letting you know what's gone live on the channel as far as new content. There you'll see, like I just uploaded a bunch of post just highlighting some of the stuff that's already on the channel, that's been on the channel, and even some newer stuff like the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom review, which I see a lot of you guys have enjoyed. So yeah, man, look for me on Facebook, Oscar Torres, my real name. You guys should know it by now. On Instagram, you can find me at either Oscar Torres or Reezonoticz. Either one you look up, you'll see. But if you type in Reezonoticz, you'll get me more directly. And also on Twitter, Oscar Torres 2584. I'll put all that in the script in the description below, so you guys can link to it and follow it, and if you haven't already. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, man. As far as the gaming industry, oh, and you guys might notice a whole new background. Yeah, man, I did move. Thankfully, God is good, man, and God has surrounded me with an amazing family, man, and an amazing support system, as I've said in countless videos before, man. So I'm now currently living still in Homestead, but in a new location, much nicer, much bigger, much better neighborhood. So praise God for that, man. So that's why you see the different backdrop. This may or may not be the place in the house where I record my videos going forward, but that's the story behind that. As far as the industry goes, man, right now we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. I mean, first and foremost, we're fresh off the heels of Pikmin 4. I have not yet played it. I have the demo on my Switch, but the only reason I haven't played it is because I'm just like, if I play it, I know how much I'm going to enjoy it because I'm a Pikmin fan. Since Pikmin 3, I never really, as I've said before, never really got into the original Pikmins. Because when they originally released on the GameCube, I wasn't anywhere near of the mind to even attempt a real-time strategy game. Just wasn't my genre. It wasn't something I felt that I would be engrossed by. And then on the Wii U, when Pikmin 3 came out, and you remembered when it came out, we were starving for exclusives on the Wii U. So when that came out, I jumped on it because I was like, man, it's the only thing Nintendo's putting out right now. And it was one of the best gaming experiences of my life, especially one of the most shocking ones where it's like, I'm gonna spend, at that time, I think it was $60. Yeah, $59.99 on this new Wii U game. And I'm not a real-time strategy fan at all, and not an RPG fan, none of that. And I was like, all right, man, you know what? It's the only one, but man, I think I'm spending $60 and I'm gonna end up not liking this game. Within an hour, hooked. Went through the entire game. Excuse me, I got a notification here, man. Let me just turn that down. Went through the entire game in a matter of days. Probably by the end of that same week that I had purchased the game, it was completed. And since then, I've done multiple playthroughs. Every time I connect the Wii U, eventually I'll have the Wii U running through emulation, God willing. But as far as that console, since I don't yet have that ability, I do hook it up from time to time and go back to the original hardware. And it's just a fantastic game that I continuously go back to. So now coming off the heels of Pikmin 4 and seeing that demo on my Switch, and a lot of the stuff going on with the move and all that, I was really busy, couldn't really play games. I know I'm going to get into that demo, if not tonight, within the next coming days. But I know that if I play that demo, I'm going to enjoy that game to its maximum, and I'm going to be like, all right, it's time to fork over $60 and buy the game. And I'm not really in the mood to be spending a lot of money right now, man. So we'll see how that goes. But we just came off the heels of that, man. And as you know, man, Nintendo has a big second half of the year lined up. As far as what we know, and we know with Nintendo, there's always a lot of surprises. There's always a lot of games that they have just in the back burner, just like ready to unload on you with a Nintendo Direct or a Twitter drop or something, as they usually do. But they have a big second half of the year. We have Super Mario Wonder coming out. I believe it's in October. Now we already know that that's going to sell bonkers. That's going to sell ridiculous. First of all, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, whatever the hell the title is, because they decided to port that to the Switch. I get it. They want to port everything from the Wii U to the Switch, thereby acknowledging Oscar, aka Reezonoticz's original point that most, if not all, of the Wii U's first party lineup was solid gold. Amazing games, an amazing gaming lineup they had. But the snowball effect, bro. They third party started leaving them. They were basically on their own. PlayStation 4 and even Xbox One at that time had gotten so much more momentum ahead of them. It was basically inevitable and it was insurmountable. So the library got ignored. But Nintendo, over the last since the launch of the Switch till now, porting over pretty much every single big time Wii U exclusive proves a point that yeah, they want to forget about the Wii U system, but they're not going to forget about those games because they know those were great games. And the proof is in the pudding. You're bringing it over to the Switch. Now, I get it. The Switch has a larger install base, so you're going to have that Switch effect. Sales are going to go up for those titles regardless, just because of that. But they're going up to an astronomical amount compared to what they were on the Wii U. That's not just a Switch effect. That's people getting exposed to these games when they didn't want to try them on the Wii U and being like, wow, these are great games. So Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe literally got ported to the Switch and literally had no improvement whatsoever. I mean, I think it had I think it was 60 frames per second, like locked or something like that. But it was already HD on the Wii U. It was already a beautiful game. It was already a great 2D platformer. They changed nothing as far as adding content to it. All they did was add, I think, the mode where you can play as Nabbit or whatever, and basically it's an easy mode, basically, kind of like what they did with Tropical Freeze when they brought that over also. But they brought that game over, did nothing to it. And it's so bonkers. I mean, I don't even remember the number it's at right now, but I think it's in the double digits of millions, which is insanity. Not insanity in the sense that it's a bad game and it shouldn't sell. It's a fucking phenomenal game, and of course it should sell. But the degree to which it has sold without any real improvements shows you that a lot of people didn't play it in the first place. Because if they did, like I did, they wouldn't have double dipped. Even to have it portable, if you're not adding anything to it, like come on now. So there's that. Now, if that's sold to the degree it has, a brand new original 2D Mario game with a slightly, well, I don't want to say slightly, it's actually quite different. New art style, new aesthetic, new gameplay mechanic, new gameplay dynamic with the Wonder Flower and all that, and all the different trippy things that happen on screen. That's going to sell through the roof. It's not even a question. So, yeah, man. So they got that coming out. We are still sitting here in 2023 getting ready to go into September of 2023, waiting for some kind of freaking news on Metroid Prime 4. Only reason I haven't given up on that is because I know that the Switch 2 or the Switch successor, whatever they're going to call it, is coming out next year. It's almost guaranteed. With all the fire, all the smoke, there's got to be fire. All these rumors, all these leaks coming out, Nintendo not shutting them down, not commenting, just being like, yeah, we're working on the successor. It'll be ready when it's ready. It's going to be ready next year. And I'm telling you, I'm still of the mind that we are going to get a reveal of that console this year. But I think it's going to be done pretty much like I've said before, in the same way they did the Switch, where they revealed it in like October in a quick video presentation. I don't think they'll do that this time as far as that early. But I think, man, I'm willing to, okay, let me revise that. I think the latest we'll hear about the new Switch is in January of 2024. I think toward the end of this year or early next year, they're going to show us that the system is coming. They're going to announce when it's coming. And then they'll probably do another presentation like they did with the Switch, where they did October, they revealed it. And then I think it was January, if I'm not mistaken, they did the full presentation and gave you the launch date and the price and all that. I think it's going to be a very similar format. And I think that's the only reason I haven't given up on Metroid Prime 4, because I think Metroid Prime 4, I don't see it being the launch title or, the big launch title for a new console, only because Metroid has never had that pedigree of selling through the roof or being a system pusher. But it is a big game, and it is a game real gamers have been waiting for a long time. So what I think they're going to do is I think that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be like The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. or even The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think it's going to be a bridge title, a cross generational title, where it launches on the original system that it was intended for at the end of its life, and also launches on the new system when the system launches. So I think Metroid Prime 4 will be their launch date. I just have a strong feeling about that. So that's why I haven't given up on it, because of the fact that there's a new console coming out. And by now, I mean, let's not be stupid. Let's not look at Nintendo like if Nintendo's incompetent. We know they're not. We know Nintendo's a multi-billion-dollar organization. We know that they've been in this gaming thing longer than anyone else. We know that they know what they're doing when it comes to crafting these masterpieces. So if they restarted development on this game back in 2019, that was 4 years ago. In 4 years, you know that there's a lot done on this game. They just don't want to show it, and I think they don't want to show it because they're prepping for that Switch 2 and that the whole marketing campaign behind that. And I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a substantial part of that. So there's that. But and man, and as far as Microsoft goes, Xbox, we know Xbox has had a tough time over the last year and a half, more or less, bringing out exclusives, or just giving giving Xbox fans a big reason, or a legitimate reason other than Game Pass. Don't get me wrong, Game Pass is phenomenal. That's what keeps me on my Series X. But other than that, they haven't been able to manufacture reasons why you should be happy with your Series X and why you should invest in the Series X. Now we have, in this coming month in September, we have Starfield, quite possibly the most anticipated game in the last 10 years. That's right up there with Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom as far as anticipation, the original Breath of the Wild, and games of that ilk. People have been waiting, man. GTA 6, that type of anticipation level. Starfield has had that for going on a decade now, it feels like. So now that's coming out. And Microsoft had a very strong showing at their game showcase, their E3 season. I know we didn't have an actual E3, but we did have a lot of announcements, a lot of presentations, and Gamescom and all that. They just had another Gamescom presentation this past Tuesday. I got to go back and watch that, and I'm more than likely to make a video, give you my thoughts and reactions on that. But Starfield, when they showed it off in that presentation, and they had their own individual Starfield Direct. Microsoft, as I said it before, they make no bones about it, bro. Microsoft doesn't mind giving props when props is due. Nintendo Direct, that was revolutionary. That shook up the industry. Now, media outlets and websites didn't have gamers by the balls, basically. Like, you got to depend on us for your news, because Nintendo's going to come tell us and then we'll break the story. Nintendo's like, yeah, get out of the way. Let me holler at my fans right quick, one on one. Microsoft and everybody else followed suit and started doing the same thing. You got Sony State of Play. You got Inside Xbox, or Xbox Wire, or whatever it's called. There's a bunch of them. And so they did their own presentation, and then they literally called it Starfield Direct. They literally just took the naming convention from Nintendo, basically paying homage, like, yo, y'all did it the best. Why are we even going to try to, as I've said so many times before, reinvent the wheel? I'm not going to do that. It's a Starfield Direct. And it was like a 45-minute presentation, man. And the amount of content and just the quality of content that they showed in that presentation had me then, and even to this day, I said it in my Tears of the Kingdom review. That's how impressed I was with that presentation. Starfield has a very legitimate chance of basically stealing Game of the Year from Tears of the Kingdom. It does. Because Tears of the Kingdom is such a phenomenal open world game, and it's so live and so real and so immersive in the way that you can interact with the world and your surroundings. Far better than any other open world game. Starfield looks like it's going to do that, but on an even more massive scale, given the power difference between the consoles. I mean, this is thousands of planets. This is multiple different star systems, and traveling between them seamlessly, and going down to the planet and exploring and playing first person, playing third person, customizing your ship. All of this, different species, different races of people and humans and just characters, all in this living world. It's ridiculous, man. So that's coming out this month. And thank God for things like Game Pass. I don't have to spend $70 for it. It'll be on my Game Pass day one. It'll be downloaded, pre-installed the day before. So I can't wait for that, man. And I want to see if this turns the tide I mean, it's not going to completely turn the tide. No one single game is going to do that. Not even something like a Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, even though it will make a lot of momentum. I want to see if this game does that for Xbox. Because what PlayStation is really banking on right now is Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2. And that's going to be a phenomenal game, don't get me wrong. But it's like PlayStation, especially in the last couple of months, has been in the same place Microsoft has been at. Yet, because they're PlayStation and their fan base is hardcore and adamant and loyal to a fault, like all fanboys are, to their piece of plastic of choice. Because of that, no one wants to acknowledge that. Like Sony hasn't really had a reason for you to get a PS5 in the last couple of months. There's some good exclusives on there, but there's some good exclusives on the Series X. I mean, you got Flight Simulator, you got Forza Horizons 5, you got Halo Infinite, you got Psychonauts 2, you got The Medium, you got a bunch of games on there that are great. Plus, you have the added bonus of Game Pass. I haven't tried it yet because, again, I've been really busy with the move and all that, but I just got Texas Chainsaw Massacre downloaded on my Series X, waiting for me to play it. On day one, it was on Game Pass. That is insane. So, I'm looking forward to that, by the way, because it looks very Dead by Daylight type, and I love Dead by Daylight. So, I'm even wondering if it's the same developers, because a lot of it, like the way the game plays, looks like, I think it's called Behavior, is the name of the studio, or the developer. I'm not really sure. But I think it's them, and it looks like it. So, I'm dying to play that. But that's just the value of Game Pass. So, yeah, man, like all three companies are basically, like Nintendo's the only one that has a reason at this particular time to kind of slow down and have kind of like a kind of like lacking second half of this year, because we all know pretty much guaranteed they're going into the new console next year, and they're nuts. They have Mario RPG remake, which is a fan love letter that fans of all ages have been waiting for this game to be remade in the modern day with modern graphics and modern gameplay, and they're doing it, and it's coming out this year. Then they have Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, the second game. Part 1 was originally launched on the GameCube. Part 3 came out on the Switch. The second one came out on a handheld. Instead of coming out on the Wii U, they brought it out on the 3DS, which is another mistake by Nintendo. But be that as it may, that's what they did. That game is getting an HD remaster coming out on Switch, and I believe the original Luigi's Mansion is also, if I'm not mistaken. So that's awesome. And then you got Super Mario Wonder. So they got some bombs coming, and as we know with Nintendo, and as they themselves have stated, there are games that we don't know about yet for this year. So, I mean, we're hitting the last 4 months of the year now, the last quarter. So, there's a Nintendo Direct coming probably this month of September. We're gonna learn a lot there. But so yeah, man, they're the only ones that have the excuse to have a lacking second half of the year, and they're not. PlayStation doesn't have an excuse. They're not going to a PS6 anytime soon. If anything, they're going to a PS5 Slim or whatever, a revision of their original console. Xbox just did that with the Series S Carbon Black and 1 terabyte model. So they're both in the same spot. Yet Microsoft is the one that gets the hate, which I can't stand that. That's one of the things that drives me crazy about PlayStation as a brand, as a company, not the fans. The fans are fans, bro. Fans act stupid. Some are fanboys and some are just fans. Fans are cool. Fanboys, get out of here with that. But yeah, man. So like that's the state of the industry right now, man. I'm loving being a gamer. I always have. I always will. That's never gonna change. Again, like I said, I've been really busy lately. But started getting back to posting content on the channel. I'm gonna be more consistent with it because I got some more time to actually edit and put these videos together the way that I like. You guys just got last night top 20 greatest N64 games of all time. Part 2 was posted last night, so you guys be sure to check that out. If you're a retro fan, if you're an N64 fan, I mean, who the hell in the history of gaming is not an N64 fan to some degree? Man, if you're anywhere near my age, couple years younger, couple years older, you cannot tell me that the years between 96 and 2000 you weren't having some kind of fun experience with the Nintendo 64 with your friends in multiplayer. There's just no way. It's impossible. If you tell me that is the case, if you don't have that, then I don't, like I said in the video, I don't think you have a pulse. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you. I think you need to go to the hospital, get yourself checked, see if the old ticker's actually working, because, I mean, damn. But yeah, man, so that video got posted yesterday. Another 5 games. I'm doing it in parts, as you know. So part 1 already got posted about a month or so back, and you had the first 5 games there. This is not in any order as far as best to least. This is just the top 20 games, and I'm just giving them you in episodes. So you got the first episode came out about a month ago, 5 games there. You got the second episode came out yesterday, 5 games there. The third episode's already in production. I'm already capturing footage for those games. The next 5 games are already featured. Uh, and yeah, man. I mean, I think you guys will enjoy the part two. There's some obvious gems on there that like this has to be on his list. There's at least one for sure there that you're gonna be like yeah. And then there's a couple. There's one or two that you might consider hidden gems that maybe some of you back in the day didn't even play. And if you have the chance, whether through emulation or if you have the original cartridge or you're a collector and you seek out the original games, I would definitely recommend some of those games on that list. But I don't want to spoil them for you here, so go watch the video. But yeah, man. So that's the state of the industry, man. As far as the things I'm gaming on right now, bro. Well, in this new house, I have a nicer setup as far as where I have the computer. So I have a nicer desk, a bigger area. So when I'm doing my 3D work or my animation or my 3D modeling, I have a nice big area. Plus, I have a monitor that I just connect to my laptop, and I have a bigger display now. So that's another thing I'm gonna start putting on the channel for you guys. I'm gonna start putting just some quick vids, nothing very long. Maybe like about anywhere between 2 to 5 minute long videos, just showing you some of the workflow and some of the models that I created, so you can see. As I said before, I always wanted to do that, and now with the capture card, and now with certain software that I have on the computer, I can capture that and show you guys what your boy be doing in the lab, man. I can show you the skills that I've acquired, man. So yeah, man. But yeah, I have a bigger setup now, and so I've been using this monitor, man. I've been hooking up my laptop through HDMI to this much bigger monitor, and I've been enjoying, bro, retro games left and right, bro. I'm talking about GameCube. I'm talking about N64, especially with creating these videos. But everything, man. Super Nintendo, Nintendo Dreamcast, all of it, dude. I've been going in, man. I've been playing a lot in the last couple of weeks, I want to say. I've been playing a lot of Dino Crisis, the original Dino Crisis, but the definitive version, which is the Dreamcast version. No disrespect to Sony. I know it originally launched on PlayStation 1, and that's where I originally had it as a child, or as a teenager, I should say. But I completely forgot it came out for Dreamcast. So I was, looking for it, to download the ROM and to get that running. And then I saw that it was available on Dreamcast, and I was like, oh, snap, that's right. So I've been playing Dino Crisis on Dreamcast. Loving that game, bro. It's one of my favorite horror survival games because it's literally what Jurassic Park was supposed to be. Now, don't get me wrong. Jurassic Park is a landmark film. It is amazing. To this day, I can go back and watch it. It is one of my probably top 5 favorite movies of all time. It's right up there with Jaws and movies of that ilk. But a lot of us lament the fact that, when you make a movie, unless you are making a true horror movie like a Scream or a Nightmare on Elm Street or something of that nature, you want to shoot for a PG or PG-13 rating, not an R rating, because you want more kids to be able to go see your film because that'll expand your audience and you'll get more revenue. So I get that. But a lot of us wanted Jurassic Park to be that rated R, bro, like that horror experience, like Jaws, was rated R. If I'm mistaken, am I mistaken about that? I gotta check that. I gotta check that. You know what? I'm not gonna let that sleep. I gotta see that real quick. But yeah, man, a lot of us wanted. Hold on, I gotta see this. Yeah, a lot of us wanted Jurassic Park to be more violent and just more scary, and show a lot more gore because you're trapped on an island with dinosaurs that are loose. Hold on, let me see this. Here we go. Oh wow, Jaws was PG. Okay, so yeah, man, that's crazy. I thought I was wrong about that when I said it, but yeah, man. But either way, I mean that's a different time, bro. Like if you make Jaws right now, you're making that rated R, bro. That's a monster. That's a monster movie. It's a horror movie. But yeah, like we wanted Jurassic Park to be a little bit more violent, and so Dino Crisis felt like what you wanted Jurassic Park to be, but never really got there. So I loved it. It was basically Resident Evil. It was made by Capcom, same developers. It was basically Resident Evil with dinosaurs, man. It was a violent, rated R Jurassic Park. Almost the same kind of story too. You go to this island. This island has dinosaurs on it. There's a research facility. All that, man. So I've been playing a lot of that. Also, some of the classics, bro. Like, bro, for me, Echo the Dolphin, Echo Defender of Earth's Future, or Echo Earth's Defender. They changed the title a couple times on the Dreamcast. Oh my god, I love that game. Super hard, like every Echo game, but I've been playing a lot of that. was one of the games that really got me to buy a Dreamcast back in the day when I just saw the graphics of that game and how it played and just how like the N64 at that time was the pinnacle, and then this just mollywopped the N64 graphically. So I was just like, wow. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that. Crazy Taxi, a lot of the Dreamcast gems, man. Also on N64, bro, you can't even imagine. There's so many games I've been playing on N64. Everything from F-Zero X, Extreme G 1 and 2, all the futuristic racers. Duke Nukem Zero Hour. I've been getting into that because I never got a chance to play that back in the day. It's the first Duke Nukem. I think it's the only Duke Nukem that's third person instead of first person. Also playing a lot of GoldenEye, Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, so much. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, bro. That's my. It's. I think that's probably my favorite Star Wars game of all time, man. I know it's not the best one, but I don't care. I just have this spot for Shadows of the Empire, man. And then also, excuse me, some older games, NES and SNES. I go back to the classics like My Nightmare on Elm Street, my Super Mario Brothers 1 through 3, things of that nature. So yeah, man, I just been gaming a lot ever since I got into emulation again. Props to my dog Jason, who got me there and who keeps getting me there. It's just expanded my gaming library, dude, and the accessibility and ease of getting to my games because they're all in one location. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go and connect different hardware and look for connections and all that and hope the disc still reads or none of that nonsense. It's all there. So yeah, man, I've been into that a lot. I did jump back into Tears of the Kingdom for the first time in over a month, and the first time I jumped in, I knew what was going to happen. The first time I jumped in, I played it for a good 5 hours straight, nonstop, just trying to get all the memories, all the Tears of the Dragon, to get all the memory and all the story beats. Because before I go and continue, like I just got to the Lightning Temple, so I'm in the middle of that too. But before I get through all the temples and get to the point where I can really complete the story, I want the Master Sword. And so I know that to get the Master Sword, I've got to complete all the memories, find all the memories. I've got to have 2 stamina wheels because you got to pull the sword out, and I got to find and talk to the Deku Tree. So I'm like, all right, let me take care of the most long, time-consuming part of that, which is getting all the memories. I think there's 18 of them, and I'm at I think like 9 or something. I'm like halfway there, so got a ways to go, man. But yeah, man, I just been enjoying it, man. So I don't want to take too long, but I just wanted to get on here, let you guys know about the social media channels. Like I said, I'm gonna put them in the description. Please subscribe or please follow. Get on there, spread the news, word of mouth about the channel, man. Like I said, I'm trying to grow this channel, but for a long time we've been kind of stagnant at around 260 between 263 to 265 subscribers, and we got to get to 1,000, man. So I got a long way to go. So I'm trying to make as much content as possible, as much quality content as possible. Put it on this channel. Again, suggestions, requests, all that is welcome, man. In the comment section, please. Anything that you guys think or that you would like to see or you would like me to cover or talk about or show off, I will do that. Also, like I said, I'm gonna be putting my 3D work on the channel so you guys can see what I'm cooking with, man. And other than that, man, I'll be around, man, making content, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. It's R to the double E, dash to the Z. You know what's up, man. God bless. Peace.